sense that Sandbox is one of the most popular games right here, and it's unsurprising to see games such as Sausage Survivors 2 and Sand Miner, although I am pleasantly surprised to see something like Modalon right here. I genuinely enjoyed this game, but I thought there were a lot of people who actually did not like this game, like Hunter right here. Also guys, if you look at the rating system right now, you can see that most of the games fall into the lower ratings, especially 1 and 2 stars. Hopefully I've unfortunately thumbnails which will reduce their prevalence in list and
If you made a complex 3D model and you want to quickly access an area with just one button, then this video is going to save you some time. Beginners always make their selections like this. Stop wasting your time. You can use UV seams to make your life easier. Select your edges. Then click on Mark Seam. All you have to do now is to press L and you are done, and it works on multiple selections. You can also deselect by pressing Shift L. If you made a complex 3D model and you want to quickly access an area with just one button, then this video is going to save you some time. Beginners always make their selections like this. Stop wasting your time. You can use UV seams to make your life easier. Select your edges. Then click on Mark Seam. All you have to do now is to press L and you are done, and it works on multiple selections. You can also deselect.
Palestinian? You are? Oh, congratulations for making it to Tampa, Florida. Stay on this side of the, I don't know how welcome you are in Boca. You were born and raised in Boca Raton as a Palestinian? Holy shit, they really are fucking trying to globalize the Intifada. Globalizing the Intifada means Palestinians being born and raised in Boca Raton. You guys are cool, man. You guys, none of you are married, right? No, you're just out here.
He's getting married on Sunday.
This guy's getting married on Sunday. Wow. Which, are there still wedding venues still standing over there? You're getting married at Gaza Raton. Is she also Palestinian? Is she Jewish? I mean, that'd be fun. Except when it comes to the divorce, you realize, how do we divide this? It's nice that you guys have legal weed too, which is, you know, I think it's kind of crazy because I feel like Republicans are the ones that smoke more weed now. Is that crazy to say? Like, don't you think so? Like, I feel like liberals they're just pussies. They can't. Do you ever smoke weed with a liberal? They're like, oh. They don't like it because then they question their beliefs. Like, I don't like getting high anymore. Last time I got high, I thought Trump was doing a good job. But that's the weird. Like, if I go to Texas where weed's illegal and I smoke weed in a hotel room, nobody's gonna bug me. I'm not gonna be bugged by the front desk people. Because if I'm smoking weed in my room, they just accept that I probably have a firearm and, you know, just, we're doing some cool in there. Off. But in Portland, I assumed I saw people doing heroin on the street, so I thought I could probably smoke a joint in the room. And then I got a call from the front desk, and like, we've had reports that it smells like weed. I'm like, well, I had reports that, you know, this was a fucking liberal shithole, so I thought I'd be allowed. She's like, no, sir, it's sticking up the hallway. We can bring up some fentanyl if you want, or... We prefer a drug with no smell you can inject and then fall asleep immediately. That would be preferable. Crazy, I don't know. Living in Texas, I don't even know why, really, but it's nice, you know, I guess. Has anybody been there? You been there? No? You never left this little fucking area. Right. I don't know what's over the mountain, buddy. Well, I don't go to Washington that much. I don't know, like, I'm trying to get used to America. Like, it's different than Canada, obviously. You know, Canada doesn't really have Mexican people. They don't have, they don't really have black people. I know, it sounds like paradise. But instead, they have filthy Indians and Chinese people everywhere, so... Want to trade? Want to trade drive-bys for a guy in the street? No, but everybody all the Democrats say America's the most racist country in the world. That's what they say. It's the most racist country in the world. But everybody wants to live here. Do they not know? Maybe we should tell them so they don't come. But it is weird that liberals are they're the ones being like, America's the most racist country on earth. Also, open borders, come on in. We want you to experience it for yourself. We want you to see what we've built here. And then Republicans are like, we are not racist at all. We are the least racist country on earth. But do not come here. But I'm not even racist. I'm more like, I'm, to me, it's, I don't know, it depends on what you wear. You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at the color of your skin. I just look, you have a goofy ass outfit on or not, you know? Can you speak English? Is that racist? No, it's fucking languageist. Again, I don't care about the color of the skin. If I get in a guy's Uber and, and he's like, I don't speak, I'm like, fuck you, you know? Fuck you, fuck your whole family. You don't deserve to be here, right? Like, I had an Uber, the guy wasn't getting off at the right exit in Texas. I'm like, bro, this is the exit. He's like, no, English, I don't speak. I'm like, bro, I will call ICE right now. You understand? I'll have you deported through the app. I'll just give you 1 star on the Uber app, and then they'll message me like, what went wrong? I'll be like, this man's an illegal alien. That's my favorite videos to watch right now, are the woke white women trying to stop ICE at the Home Depot parking lot. She's got like her Lululemons on, and she's got like the Starbucks. She's like, how can you do this? How can you separate him from his family? And the ICE guys are like, we're not. We already got them. You guys are fascists. Well, they're not really, because they didn't shoot you dead for complaining, but kind of wish they would. Had another Mexican, not Mexican, it's not about Mexican people. It's the not new Mexicans, but, the ones we're fucking rounding up. I had another one of those, and I was in the car. We're in traffic. I was like, a lot of traffic, huh? He's like, no English, no speaky. I don't. I was like, a piece of shit, I was like, a lot of traffic. Like, these are the basics of English that he should have fucking learned to be able to fucking have this job. A lot of traffic. I googled it. In Spanish, is tomo tráfico. It's the same word. Tráfico. Tráfico sounds like I'm making up Spanish, just trying to sound racist on purpose. Yeah, a lot of tráfico out here. How about we tráfico you back to Mexico? But I didn't say it. I was nice. I said it back to him in Spanish like I was in a Dora the Explorer videos. I was like, tomo tráfico. Then he was all happy. He's like, oh, sí, comprende. Anyway, that guy's now being eaten by an alligator. He's just on alligator alcohol.
homophobic that we're so focused
right.
on the straights of Hormuz and not the gays of Hormuz?
Yes, I agree. Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Why do you think they're willing? Isn't it a little bit homophobic that we're so focused on the straights of Hormuz and not the gays of Hormuz?
Yes, I agree. Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Why do you think they're willing to leave the gays of Hormuz behind?
I think it's just historically, like, you know, gays have always been
Yeah.
very discriminated against, which is wrong on so many levels.
Even in war.
Yeah, even in war, and it just takes, I think, more
There's no way. It gets worse.
like more reform in government, obviously,
Yeah.
and then also educating society.
I just feel like if we're gonna go in there, we can't leave the gay people behind.
Right.
I don't think we should go in there at all, but if we're going to, the gays of Hormuz, we could turn it into Fire Island.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. So we are here with the communists who don't support the Democrats either. We're gonna find out the important questions about communism.
Communism
Oh, good.
means that the working class is organized against the Epstein class.
Yeah. Do you think?
The Epstein class. And by the way, this is the thing that I find to be so funny is this entire narrative that there's an Epstein class. Meanwhile, they're siding. But didn't Stalin impregnate a 13-year-old? I think he did, didn't he? Like it was a long time ago. I don't remember if this is true or not. He did, yeah. That's pretty young. I'd say it's pretty young, guys.
The communists are more or less open to.
Oh,
With the US disaster, we asked the man with the Iranian flag for advice.
I think America hates them because Iran is so feminist.
we just saw this part. I'll skip ahead.
They are, because Prophet Muhammad actually had a lot of gay friends.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cool.
Free the gays of Hormuz! Free the gays of Hormuz!
The gays will refuse to let themselves be
Yeah.
left behind here or in the Strait of Hormuz.
Wow.
We are fighting for the gays of Hormuz right now.
The hat, bro, the hat. Like, this is the horseshoe theory in action. Wow, that's a crazy hat. What a hat. Okay.
You know?
Wait, what did
We
he
are
say?
fighting for the gays of Hormuz right now.
The gays. Okay. Okay.
You know?
Respect to them.
You know? The
If they need us to fight for them, I'm with it.
gays
Yeah.
of Hormuz are being attacked.
That's not cool.
Yeah, not good.
I'm a straight guy, but that's not cool.
Yes, they're going for the Straits of Hormuz, but they're not willing to protect the gays of Hormuz.
You see, I'm a straight guy. I'm an ally, man. Oh, look. Wait a minute. I have a button that says I'm a good boy. Ally. That's not
Yeah.
cool.
Have you ever seen, what do you think when you do see a
When I see it.
Yeah.
No. Never seen one other than my own.
What did people think of the persecutors of the gays of Hormuz?
Fuck Erica Kirk, Donald Trump, Aaron Trump.
Erica Kirk? How is Erica Kirk the first person you think of, not the president? How is she ahead of the president?
Did we send Baron Trump to suicide bomb in Iran?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I mean, like, send him to the front lines.
Yeah, what about Don?
Do you really think that it's a good idea that you could have some drunk, retarded Karen sitting up there voting? Like, can you imagine? Oh my God, they're drunk. Yeah, this is amazing.
Junior and
She's
Eric.
brown bag. She is.
Send them to the front lines. No gear, nothing, completely naked. Let them fight the wars they want to start.
Yeah.
The elephant, the ass, over.
Radicalize or be eradicated. Those who control media speak of a future without humans.
Throw the
kind of
Epstein
clever.
class.
Dude, it's another person overthrow the Epstein class. I wonder what Hamas thinks the age of consent should be. I wonder. I don't know.
You think of people here who are still pros Democrats.
See, the difference between, us with like our Epstein class is that whenever you act like Jeffrey Epstein in America, usually you go to jail. Now, there are instances where people don't go to jail, and those are really bad. But the reality is that over there in a lot of other parts of the world, you don't go to jail because it's not against the law. That's the problem.
The Democrats left shock enough?
No.
Who's first in the guillotine, Zaz? That's what I want to know.
I mean, it's got to be the man.
This is why guillotines were invented. Oh my god. And it's another postmenopausal Karen with colored hair. Oh my god.
So it's got to be Trump. I think Stephen Miller #2.
But I mean, the only thing is, like, I wouldn't mind if the guillotine was a little duller.
Yeah.
You know,
a few tries.
So maybe,
you know.
See, this is what people need to realize is that these people, if you give them what they want and you let them have power, they'll kill you. They openly talk about it. Like they will literally kill you. Like, so this is the issue, right? It's a huge problem. Like, they will do this. And how do you know that they will do this? Well, look at Charlie Kirk. They killed Charlie Kirk in front of everybody. And these people were laughing about it, making jokes about it, and then saying it was a good thing and he deserved it.
Stephen Miller.
We warm it up with Stephen Miller today.
Yeah, so get it dull. And
Can we throw in Ivanka?
Ivanka.
I mean, just...
I would like to give her... Melania, I'm okay. But, like, Ivanka...
Melania will guillotine.
Yeah.
Don't act like every political community doesn't do this. Can you give me a parallel to Charlie Kirk that the right-wing community has universally supported on, like, social media? Give me a parallel to that. Like a left-wing political activist that got killed like that? Or someone similar to that? We're talking about calls for violence. Well, when Elon Musk said that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files, and he had a public falling out with Donald Trump, how many Republicans went and burned down Teslas? When did that happen? The closest thing is George Floyd. George Floyd was a criminal scumbag, and the world is a better place that he's dead. Maybe he didn't deserve to die that day, but he never should have been out of jail for what he did. It's just the way it is. Not many. I condone radical leftists. Well, then, okay, there you go. Well, but like the thing is that you're creating a false equivalence. You're saying everybody does this. You're right. There are people on every side that do this. But whenever you misattribute and you misrepresent it and you say that, well, because some people on this side are doing it, we shouldn't look at the disparity between how often something happens. It's the same thing that I talked about with the Iran child marriage thing. Like, you have tens of thousands of them over there, right? Over here, we have teenagers marrying other teenagers. It's a deliberate misunderstanding. These people clearly are doing it. They're clearly advocating for it. It's not. This is very one-dimensional. It's not completely one-dimensional, but it's very one-dimensional.
Okay. About Eric and Donald, so.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Eric and Donald, you believe in the nonviolence.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe in nonviolence, except for the people that I disagree with. They need to die.
For you, they are protesting.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Gay rights are everything right now.
100%.
Uh-huh.
Let the people live.
Yeah. How is Trump abolishing them?
Abolishing our rights?
Gay rights.
I
I mean, he just said it the other day, but
What I really like about this guy is that his channel hasn't gotten popular enough yet that people recognize him and they realize that, oh no, I'm about to be a retard on the internet. And so he can go and ask these people these questions and actually get answers from them.
yeah, I mean, he doesn't care.
Are you an ally of the LGBT?
If LGBTQ is an ally
LGBTQ
of America.
Can one person build real, playable 3D game in just few days? One that looks good, runs well, optimized. Can it be done using only AI generated assets? I decided to challenge myself to build a whole 3D platformer game in a unique style no more than in 3 days. Completely solo, using best 3D AIs, my own 3D skills, and fastest shortcuts I figured out over past 6 months, all in one workflow, which I gonna show you in today's video, from the idea and concepting to actual playable game in Unreal Engine 5. I gonna honestly highlight where AI is useless or where it's actually a huge advantage. Take your snacks, let's get started. It all starts with the idea. Where does idea comes? From brainstorming with ChatGPT. No, of course not from ChatGPT, but from here. Ideation, taste and stuff, this is all inside you guys. But to shape it, of course, you have ChatGPT, Nano Banana and stuff, and I think that's amazing. I still think it's not replacing your judgment or taste, it replaces the routine. It's your pencil. So as you might guess, of course, my first step starts with ChatGPT, Nano Banana, sometimes it's Claude. So I was going through different ideas. My favorite genre is platformer games, especially 3D platformers. I really like it. I like how worlds can be built. I wanted to do something cool, something that reminds Nintendo, something that reminds games that was playing when I was a kid, but also fun and sort of mature. And I ended up of mixing BioShock Infinite with the CAD universe. Well, why not? And my early concept art was looking actually very sick. I was thinking, wow, well, we can actually create that cool steampunk universe with all these CAD attributes, and man, I mean, that was insane. So the starting point was set. That was fairly the easiest thing. Then I needed to start building parts. And here's where things get complicated. Well, there are several tools that you can automate it, and usually again, ChatGPT help you to prompt out some objects, and then you create object by object. You also need to make sure you like this style, etc. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of object extracted, because again, when you build up the real game, there are quite a lot of details, and it might seem that it's like a simple location. In fact, there are like up to 50 unique objects, including objects on the background. Also, I had to create the background images, but thanks to AI, that was extremely fast. So here are final reference that I used. For the buildings, there were quite a lot of blocks for the different surfaces, walls, bricks, fences, ladders, and many things like that in different conditions. Then for the buildings, a lot of buildings, different variations and stuff, lighthouse, bell, in plenty of things like a book, some market buildings, then a lot of additional objects. And even after I created all of them, at some point you can go back and create some additional assets when you feel you need them. And of course, here are my characters, and here's my main character and my villain. Also some weapons, extremely stylized, and some items for a platformer shooter game. That could be taking a lot, but that's very easy to do with ChatGPT. It helps extract prompts and build up images. And the next step is to create and prepare all these 3D models. And for this, right now, my choice is triple. Main reason, because it's really the best one, especially for low poly generation, according to Top 3D AI Arena, according to my own tests. And for high poly and textures, it's also a top one right now with its latest version 3.1. Moreover, you can also generate images right here using best image models. But my main use case is of course HD model and smart mesh. So smart mesh from single or multi-image allow you to create right in your general parts. If you want to try out triple with all these features, I do have a special that's my checking in Blender. First, I check the vision map, sometimes make normal map, do texturing in AI and combine them all together. Another thing is that some maps like emissive map or some property map use simple paint tools in Blender to get it done. As I said, with characters it might be a little bit more work depending on how close the character will be. Again, if you're creating your main hero, then you definitely need to create it in parts. Make sure you have enough details and stuff. And actually I have a very good news for you guys. Achieve 90% of any goal. This is the most complete on body. On the hands you have quite a list. You have to go drop 30 minutes. And I also covered that in details in my 3DI course. Just few tools you need to know to easily address it. When I'm happy with weights, it's time to actually export it. Developed shooter, there is a logic around weapons and very good. We're ready to start creating. So unfortunately, I don't get recorded the very beginning part, but here you can see where I already start building up some assets up the level. I wasn't exhausted that much with creating assets, so I had that create about everything else, especially what will be the level, what's cool stuff you want to build up there. Level idea of Liberty, but in Cat Universe. And guys, it took me just 5 minutes to generate that guy and put it here on the background, and look how cool it looks, right? Of course, along the way I was adding some map, but honestly, that kind of they will stop there are correct, so there was not a big issue, right? So
I appreciate that. I don't necessarily agree with you, but I appreciate it very much. Well, this is a nice place. This is easily the nicest place for many miles in every direction. That's how you compliment a building and shit on a town with one sentence. It is odd around here as I was driving here. There doesn't seem to be any difference between the sidewalk and the street for pedestrians here. People just kind of walk in the middle of the road. I love traveling and seeing all the different parts of the country. I live in New York. There's no value that you're doing that at all. I live in New York. There's this old lady in my neighborhood, and she's always walking her dog. She's very old. She just stands here just being old. And the dog just fights gravity every day. Just the two of them, the dog's got a cloudy eye, and she's got a cloudy eye, and they just stand there looking at the street in 2 dimensions together. And she's always wearing like this sweater dress. I guess it was a sweater when she was like 5'10", but now it's just like this sweater. And her legs are a nightmare. They're just white with green streaks and bones sticking out, and her legs are awful. I saw a guy with no legs wheeling by, and he was like, ugh, no, thank you. I do not want those. I'd rather just have air down here like I have than to look down at that shit. I see these two all the time. And I always look at them and I always think, God, I hope she dies first. I do! I hope she dies first for her sake. Because I don't want her to lose the dog. I don't think she'll be able to handle it. If the old lady dies first, I'm not worried about the dog. Because the dog doesn't even know about the old lady. This dog is aware of 3 inches around his head. He's living in 2-second increments. The second he's in and the one he just left is all he knows about. But if he dies, this lady, she's gonna be destroyed because this dog is all she has. And I know he's all she has because she has him. If she had one person in her life, she would not keep this piece of shit little dog. Even if just some young woman in her building one morning were to say, "Good morning, Gladys," she'd be like, "Oh, good," and just flush him down the toilet. Dog just keeps bumping on the drain. She gives up. Ends up just shitting on her dog for the rest of her life. You ever flush a pet down the toilet? I had to flush my daughter's fish down the toilet. I came home, the fish was dead. She wasn't home from school yet, so I just flushed the fish. And that's a weird moment too, because fish live in water. So you put it in the toilet, floats to the bottom, like, yeah, he's dead. And then you flush and it looks like he goes, "Wait a second, oh, shit! I was taking a nap, Jesus! You gotta be in constant motion to get any respect in this house." And then my daughter comes home, "Why did he die, Dad?" Come on, what am I gonna say? Why did he die? Because who gives a shit? That's the reason. That's the actual reason. Is because it didn't matter that he was alive. That's why he's dead. He didn't know his name and he didn't love you back. These are the facts about that fish's life. My daughter likes fish. We took her to the aquarium. I took both my kids to the aquarium in Boston, and we were looking at this seal or sea lion. I don't know which one. I don't care. I don't think they need to be separate things. I really don't. They don't care, and we don't care. There's like 3 scientists who give a shit what we call all those things. The scientists are gonna go on TV tomorrow and say, "Okay, everybody, from now on, seals and sea lions and walruses, and you know what? Penguins are all seals now." And we would all be like, "Yeah, fine. Whatever, man." Anyway, so we're looking at this sea lion thing, and he's looking back at us through the plexiglass, and he's going, "Ugh." They're really disgusting in person. Most animals are when you really see them. You ever go to a farm, you think you're gonna see little white sheep going, "Bah," but they're all fat and shit colored, and they're like, "Bah." Jesus. That thing is awful. Anyway, seals don't go, "Ooh, ooh," they go, "Ooh." My daughter's like, "What does he say?" "I don't know. I'm a slave. Kill me." Must be awful to be other kinds of stuff. You know, I'm glad I'm this. This is a pretty good deal when you consider the alternatives. Anything else, any other kind of thing, you're in the food chain. You're in the food. We are out of the food chain. I don't know if we fully appreciate the fact that we got out of the food chain. That is a massive upgrade. Because for every other living thing, life ends by being eaten. That's how all life ends, is every single life except human life. Every life ends like this. Ah! 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 We're the only ones that get to just die old in a bed. Just, "I love you. Bye." I mean, imagine if we were still in the food chain on top of everything else. Imagine if we were in the food chain. It would just be another thing you gotta deal with. You're already having a bad day. You wake up in the morning, you're making breakfast, you burn your toast, and it's too late to try again. And your kid comes in and says, "Bleh," and you're like, "Fine." And it's just, why? You get a thing in the mail that says that your phone's different and your mortgage is another company now. What? I don't get it. Then you're walking to work like, why do I even bother? Oh, shit, God damn it. There's always fucking cheaters at the train station. Stop it. Do you think that sharks would be embarrassed if they knew that we could all see their fins sticking out of the top of the water? I think they'd be bummed, because I don't think sharks are aware of that at all. I think sharks think they're slick. They swim around like, hey, nobody has any idea what's down here. And we're all up here like, there's totally a shark right there. It wouldn't be fun being a predator either. If you're a predator, imagine if every time you're hungry, you gotta chase a guy who's running for his life. You gotta, come on, dude, shit, get over here. And just hold him down and bite his neck till he shuts the fuck up for a minute. So you can just sit there and eat his stomach before you go to work. That would really suck. That's why animals just say, go, let's do this together, man. You chase the parents away, I am gonna eat the kid, and you circle back. That's why they do it like that. Fuck it, I'm eating babies. This is bullshit. Grown-ups ain't worth the meat. Whoops. All right. Oh, shit. God damn it. Idiot. This isn't a gay voice, by the way. It's not. Shut up. Yeah. I live in New York City, and it's okay there. I live in a nice building. I never lived in a nice place before. When I was growing up, I had no money. I mean, my mom didn't matter. I was a child. But I'm not used to it because it's nice. There's like a pretty courtyard with flowers and a fountain with little marble boys pissing. I don't know. What is it with fountains? Like, all fountain sculptors are pedophiles, basically. You can't get a fountain made without... Can you make me a fountain? Yes, I'll get started right away. Oh, yes! Yes! It's finished! And it's just little boys pissing on the face of a Greek god that looks like him a lot. Piss on me forever! Anyway, there's one of those in the courtyard of my building. And my first week in the building about a year ago, I went down to the courtyard for the first time. And I didn't look too good, you know? It was a Sunday morning. That's my least presentable hour. A lot of, you know, just stains, just like, you know, food and me and whatever. And so I'm sitting there. So, shut up. Oh. Anyway, but so there I was. I'm sitting on the stone bench of this courtyard and feeling a little out of place. You know, there's these fancy doormen and stuff. And then there's this guy looking at me. I notice he's looking at me from across the courtyard. And he's all spiffy looking. He's got brown shoes and he's looking at me like, I could tell he was thinking I don't live in the building. He thinks I just wandered in off the street. and sat in the courtyard. I could tell he's thinking of coming over and dealing with me on his own. And I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, please do that. Yes, please, come on. And I'm trying to look even more gross. And I'm like pulling up my shirt. And then I see him go, oh no, that's not gonna do at all. And he comes over to me. And I'm like, I'm so excited to have this thing. The confrontation where I'm not wrong at all. And he thinks I am. So he comes over, says, excuse me, do you live in this building? And I said, no. Because why not start there? I said, no. He goes, well, then what are you doing here? And I said, I just need to rest. I'm having a hard time. He says, this is private property. And I said, well, I don't really believe in that. You know, just the worst things I could say from his point of view is basically all the things I was saying. And he goes, well, if you don't leave, I'm going to talk to the doorman. I was like, can I just stay like 5 more hours? So he's, no, and he goes over to the doorman. And I see him talking about me to the doorman like this. And then I see the doorman going, oh, no, that guy lives here. That's okay. And the look on his face, it was just so, it was this beautiful cocktail of anger and confusion. It's like I had invented a new way to hurt somebody's feelings. That's how excited I was. I'm 45 now, so I'm either halfway through a healthy life or almost done with not so healthy life. I don't know which one. I won't know till it's over where this was. I don't know how long I'm gonna live. I don't know. Nobody knows, I guess. I think human life expectancy is pretty good. We get a good run, you know? Some people die early, you know? If I die now, people will be like, oh, that's too bad. If I die 5 years from now, they'll be like, well, all right. Like, it's not even, it's, like, as soon as you're 50, you're a candidate. You know there's no candlelight vigils for 50-year-old guys that die. And you start pushing in the area. Yeah, you know, some people get to be like 80s, 90s. You know, there are people that get to like 114, and then they're in the news, and it's always some old guy. I met Napoleon. No, you didn't. You liar. You oldest liar in the world. But 45, you know, you're not old yet, but you start having moments where you kind of start getting what old is. Especially if you didn't take care of yourself, you know? I have moments where I'm like, wow, this seems early for this. Like, this is something that happens to me a lot. I'll be sitting watching TV or doing nothing, and all of a sudden I'll realize, I need to wipe my ass right now. I mean, nothing happened, but I really gotta wipe my ass right now. Right now. Gotta make trips to the bathroom just to wipe my ass. How did this happen already? I'm 45. Already my asshole's just like, ugh. My asshole's like the waistband on old pajama bottoms. Just kind of loose and ineffectual. My asshole's like a bag of leaves that nobody tied up. It's just sitting on the lawn, full and open, puking leaves under the grass with every wisp of wind. Some kid kicks it over on his way home from a tough day at middle school. Rats. It's a pretty accurate description of my asshole. Here's another thing about my age right now. If I'm, okay, say I'm sitting down. If I'm sitting anywhere, which I love sitting so much. I would take sitting and doing nothing to standing and fucking any day. This is way better than coming. This is way better. This is what, at my age, if I'm sitting down and somebody tells me I need to get up and go in another room, I need to be told all the information why first. You gotta explain all of that shit to me. What, why do I, what, no, why though? Your car's being towed right now. Well, that's what happens to me then. I accept that. Because getting up is a whole thing. It means first I have to decide, do I really want to be alive anymore? Like, let's start with that. And then I gotta start kind of rocking to get momentum. Like I'm trying to get an old Honda out of a snowbank. The worst part of my day, worst part of every day of my life, is when I have to put on my socks. Putting on my socks is the worst part of every day. And it always will be. Even if I have a terrible day in the future where my grandmother is murdered by my other grandmother. If that ever happened to me, the worst part of that day will be when I put on my socks. But if I have to putting on my socks, that means here's what I have to do. I have to get my hands past my pointed toe. I don't even know how I do it. I'm sitting here, I don't know how I do that. It's because you have to, it's like folding a bowling ball in half. And as soon as I start, I can feel I'm pushing all the fat up into my vital organs. And I just feel all the systems failing. Beep, beep, beep. And I have to try, like I have to lay on my back like an 8-year-old and go like this. And then start passing out. And I know other people's lives are hard. I know. I saw an interview on TV with Michael J. Fox. And he has Parkinson's. And he was describing brushing his teeth. And he said it takes him 2 hours a day. And he said it's agony. And I saw this and I thought, okay, that's hard. That is hard. And so is putting on my socks. Sorry, Michael. Doesn't make it easier to know about your thing. Tell you what, I'll help you brush your teeth. You help me with the socks. I don't know. I like getting older, though. Life is an education, and if you're older, you're smarter. I just believe that. If you're in an argument with somebody and they're older than you, you should listen to them. It doesn't mean they're right. It means that even if they're wrong, their wrongness is rooted in more information than you have. They've been here longer. If you're older, you're smarter. How many people here by applause are 45 or older? 45 or older, applaud. Okay? That's about 60 people out of 2,400. Here's the interesting thing. There's way more. I can see you. There's so many more. This is Arizona. There are way more people in that demographic, but they didn't clap. Why? Because they're smart. They're sitting in the dark going, I don't have to clap. I don't have to do anything. They're not doing it. And they're right. You know why? Because never identify yourself. Never. Are you crazy? You don't know why I'm asking. How do you know what I'm... Okay, burn them all. Burn everybody over 45. How do you know I'm not going to do that? How many people here by applause are 40 or younger? 40 or younger, applaud. That's every time. Every time. That is a weird thing to celebrate in a room where you're not the only people here. That's like going to a cancer ward. Not me. Woo! If you're older, you're smarter. A 55-year-old garbage man is 1,000,000 times smarter than a 28-year-old with 3 PhDs. Especially smarter than him. Because this idiot has been thinking about 3 things for like 15 years. He's worthless. The garbage man is 55. He's had some experience. Things have happened to him. He went to Cape Cod one summer. He saw a dead guy floating in the motel pool. He took a bus to Montreal. He got a hand job at a fair from a miner. I mean a miner. Not a minor, a miner. You understand? A miner. A grown man who works in a mine with dirty hands jacked him off at a county fair. That's what I'm saying happened to the 55-year-old. You see? He's had some experience. He knows more. More has happened to him. He's seen more. He's seen history. He's witnessed history, even if it's not ancient history. He saw Nixon resign on live television. Me and those few people that clapped, we saw the President of America cry and then quit being the president. That shit was crazy. Because none of us knew what was going to happen next. Today, people like, the president's kind of disappointing. Really? Our president wept like an insane person and then got in a helicopter and flew away. And the whole nation just watched him go. I like getting older though, because for me, the kind of guy I am, getting older makes my life better. You know, like my sex life, way better at 45. Because of the kind of, look, because this situation is okay at 45. This is not a fun kind of a 17-year-old to be. And some people, their life is better when they're younger. You know, young dudes, young skinny dudes. Best life in the world is being a young skinny dude. They don't have to do anything. They just show up with a big Adam's apple and a smelly t-shirt. Hey, I'm here for the easy pussy for the rest of my life. So where do I, oh, everywhere? Okay, cool. But for guys like me, this is not a fun youth. It gets better. I'd like to make one of those It Gets Better ads for just dumpy young guys. We could use a little help, a little encouragement, just somebody on TV. Listen, man, I know it's tough right now. You're vaguely heavy with no face. You have zero value on the sexual marketplace. You feel invisible to the girls in school because you are. But it gets better. Because you all grow up. And you pretty much look just like this your whole life. And they don't. Their options start running out really fast. And you're gonna be there. As long as you stay relatively employed and washed, you're gonna be amazing. In your 40s, you're gonna be the branch that she can grab before she hits the ground. It's gonna be so great. It just takes time for her circumstances to match your looks, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. When real shit matters, you're gonna be the sexiest motherfucker in the world. It's just time, that's all it takes. There's a formula to this. It's pussy plus time over income squared. Everybody has their time. Everybody has their time. I mean, not everybody. There are people out there who there's just nobody for them. Yep. People like to say things like, there's someone for everyone. Nope. Not at all true. And stop saying it because it's mean to people who never find anybody. There are millions of people out there who we've all unanimously decided they are light speed ugly and nobody kisses them on the lips even. Nobody touches their genitals their entire life. They just wash it and then they die. That's all that happens. Oh, and if you're feeling bad for them, you can go find one and fuck one tomorrow. You can just solve the problem right there. With all that kindness in your heart. Oh, well, go fuck one. Nah, I didn't think so. That's the one way we're all mean. Nobody does that. Nobody fucks down. Nobody. People fuck up or across. Some women fuck down because a guy talked them into that it was up. Yeah, no, you should. I'm totally up. Yeah, man. It's a weird selection process that we have. It's dating, really. It's how we evolve as dating. It's how we choose each other. And dating is a real drag for a lot of people, but I always think it's a nice thing. You know, when I see a date, I'm always happy. When I see a couple on a date, because it means people are still trying, you know? You see a couple on a date, it means there's still courage out there. That takes courage to go on a date, for both sides. Two very different kinds of courage. The male courage, traditionally speaking, is that he decided to ask. He went up to a random woman who he has no idea if she's gonna like him or not, and he walked up to her, terrifying. Everything in your body's telling you, just go the fuck home and jerk off, don't do this. But he walked up and said, hi, yes. And she's like, no, give me a second. And you try to get through this membrane of, you know, and then if it works and you say, you want to go out sometime? Sometimes she'll say yes. And if she says yes, that's her courage. And the courage it takes for a woman to say yes is beyond anything I can imagine. A woman saying yes to a date with a man is literally insane and ill-advised. And the whole species' existence counts on them doing it. And I don't know how do women still go out with guys? When you consider the fact that there is no greater threat to women than men. We're the #1 threat to women. Globally and historically, we're the #1 cause of injury and mayhem to women. We're the worst thing that ever happens to them. That's true. You know what our #1 threat is? Heart disease. That's the whole thing. That's it. Just our own heart going, dude, you can't keep doing this. I told you 3 strokes ago that this is not smart. But women still, yeah, I'll go out with you alone at night. What are you, nuts? I'll get in your car with you with my little shoulders. Hi, where are we going? To your death, statistically. How do they still do it? If you're a guy, try to imagine that you could only date a half bear, half lion. And you're like, oh, I hope this one's nice. I hope he doesn't do what he's going to do. I love when I see a date. You know, you see a date, you can tell it's a first date because the way they're walking together, and she's looking up at his face, trying to figure him out, and he's just a mess. A guy on a first date has no actual personality. He's just a mishmash of different kinds of dudes for a couple of seconds each. Just anything. No cohesive, just like a ransom note cut out of a lot of magazines. Just, yeah, yes, I think so too. Whatever, just like a blind dick in space, just thrusting in infinite directions, hoping to find pay dirt at someplace. And then sometimes you see a date that's later down the line and something has happened. There's something that happens in a date that I never get to witness, because women do this. They get to do it inside. They get to just decide quietly I'm gonna let him fuck me. They just get to decide. Something he says, and she's like, that was good, he's gonna fuck me later. And he has no idea. He's still like trying all this shit. He still has no idea he's already in there. We love women a lot. All men do. And we just look at you. That's what I do. I just look at women. I just, like they're, cakes and windows. I was walking in New York once, and there's these two very cute women walking behind me, and I was trying to walk slowly so I could hear what they were saying to each other, because they were cute. So I wanted to hear them, like that's going to help me in any way to hear them. Don't you wish the guy walking in front of us would squeeze our tits for like 1 second?